Welcome to today's Daily Walk in Wisdom. We're in the book of Proverbs now. We're learning all about practical wisdom. We're getting our spirituality and we're making it real. So we're going to be reading from Proverbs chapter 2, verses 6 to 9. It says, "The Lord gives wisdom from his mouth, come knowledge and understanding. He holds victory in store for the upright. He's a shield to those whose walk is blameless, for he guards the course of the just and protects the way of his faithful ones. Then you will understand what is right and just and fair, every good path." Every good path. So Proverbs has a lot to say about the paths of life. It's easy to understand how roads and paths become a metaphor for life. You may have heard of the famous book called The Road Less Traveled. It's the direction we take and the journey we're on. Nothing is more important than choosing the right path, the good path. Jesus said, "Enter through the narrow gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the way that leads to destruction, and many enter through it. But small is the gate and narrow the way that leads to life, and only a few find it." Paths lead somewhere. Where are you heading? You can determine where you'll be a year or 2 years or 10 years from now simply by noting the path that you are on. What is your trajectory? Are you on the right path, or do you need to adjust your course? Proverbs first mentions paths as a warning. It says, "If sinners entice you, do not give in to them. Do not go along with them. Do not set foot on their paths." So not every path is good. A path may look good simply because somebody who happens to capture your attention, maybe a celebrity, maybe a family member, maybe somebody who's popular at school, or someone who, for whatever reason, captivates your attention. You may think that it looks good simply because they're traveling along it. But you need to assess the character of your associations. Who do you allow to influence you? We rub off on each other. Who's rubbing off on you? Are they for you, or are they for themselves? Are they for God, or are they for the enemy? God is telling us to withstand peer pressure. That's a test. Do you have the moral fortitude to walk your own path? You don't need to seek the approval of others. Don't pander to the bleating of your own insecurity. God has already paved a way for you. That's the road you need to follow. That's the road less traveled. There's another path to avoid. Proverbs calls it the path of the adulteress. In Bible college, they warn novitiates to beware 3 things: the girls, the gold, and the glory. 3 areas of temptation. The Apostle John said, "Everything in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life come not from the Father, but from the world." So when Proverbs tells us to avoid the path of the adulteress, or you could say the gigolo or the playboy, when it says to avoid the path of the adulteress who comes with her seductive words, it is talking about the lust of the flesh. Now within you, there are desires lurking, and within me, there are desires lurking that should you listen to their seductive words, they will divert you along a path that is the opposite to the good path. The temptress says, "It will be all right." She says, Nobody will know. It will be our secret. She'll say, it's only going to be this once. You won't regret it. What she doesn't say is that you've entered a path to destruction. One step leads to another. Before you realize it, you've forgotten the way back to the path that was taking you towards your destiny. Once you're on that path towards the fulfillment of the lust of the flesh, you do not know if you'll be able to find your way back. You might be like Hansel and Gretel, thinking you've left a trail, that you'll be able to find your way back. But the way back is obscured by the forest and by the breadcrumbs being eaten by all of the creatures of the forest. So just beware of that. And then we're told, it says, wisdom will save you from the ways of wicked men, from men whose words are perverse, who will leave the straight paths to walk in dark ways, whose paths are crooked. Dark ways. Now, the more embedded the lie, the more difficult it is to see, because it becomes part of the societal landscape and it masquerades as light. When what you think is light is in actual fact darkness, how great is that darkness? You are blinded by what you desire. The desire of the The desire of the flesh affects the desire of the eyes and blinds you to the good path, the noble and admirable avenues of life. Now, such desire is deeply embedded within your soul. And when unenlightened motives encounter temptation, we invariably find ourselves leaving straight paths to walk in dark ways. What is best for you might be right before your eyes, but you can't see it because there are dark ways obscuring your vision. We all know people who can't see what is plainly obvious to everybody else. We all know of addicts who need to go to rehab, who instead chooses darker paths. We know abused wives who need to get out of the situation, but she's so scared that she can't see any way out. And for anyone who is struggling with the path they are taking, God has another way, a way out of what you're stuck in, and a way into where you want to be, where you need to be. One thing is necessary for you to be able to get out of those dark ways and into the good way, the good path. You need to be willing to pay the price, whatever it is, for what you need. You've got to count the cost. Open your eyes and aim towards something better. Immediately you embark upon something better, you have chosen the good path. Already you've gained light. Already you've gained wisdom. Already you've gained a victory. You'll immediately be feeling lighter, and the world will seem brighter because you're leaving dark ways behind. And little by little, you'll reach the place where you shall know every good path. Yes, and that's the word of wisdom from the book of Proverbs for us today. See you soon for more wisdom out of this incredible book, a real treasure house of wisdom we've stumbled upon in the book of Proverbs. God bless you.